She was arrested for pretending to be a Navy SEAL. No warmth in the officer's voice, cuffs snapped tight, no room for questions or explanations. But when her sleeve was pulled back, revealing a black seal tattoo marked with mission code 0 Tide 17C, an admiral stepped in, stunned, and muttered, "Wait, that's not fake. That tattoo's real." The air froze. Silence took hold. Nothing was the same after that. Elise Harper, 36, dual Canadian-American, pale skin weathered by years, short chestnut hair cut razor-sharp, lean and compact. She'd once worked alongside SEAL teams on covert ops, missions buried so deep they never touched official records. Off-grid for years, classified absence, she'd returned as a civilian, only to end up in cuffs for wearing a SEAL-marked shirt without current military ID. She stayed silent, offered no resistance, didn't argue. One security officer smirked. "Think flashing a SEAL tattoo makes you special forces?" They yanked her out roughly, wrists locked tight. The holding room was cold, bare concrete, flickering fluorescence buzzing like trapped wasps. Elise sat upright, motionless, spine straight. Even as the cuffs bit into her skin, her breathing was steady, deliberate, the kind taught for scarce air, where panicking means failure. Officer Bennett filled out forms with bored precision, casting judgmental glances. "We get your type monthly. Pretending to serve is no game. It's a felony with teeth. Get ready for prison, sweetheart." Elise stared ahead, unblinking, eyes fixed on a faded veteran benefits poster, the irony sharp. No words to say, or just now realizing how deep this mess is? Bennett sneered. Then the door clanked open, metal scraping metal. Another officer entered with a camera and evidence kit. "Need photos for the federal record. Standard for military impersonators. FBI wants it all logged." They snapped shots from every angle. When they rolled up her sleeve for the tattoo, Bennett froze, eyes narrowing. This isn't just ink. It's flawless, military-grade detail. He leaned closer, studying the intricate lines of the SEAL emblem and code 0 Tide 17C. It wasn't some generic tattoo, it told a story only certain eyes could read. Bennett muttered, voice losing its edge, "Something's off." Elise wasn't like the usual fakers, nervous, loud. She was steady, too steady, like someone who'd faced worse and walked away. Her silence wasn't shame or fear, it was timing, like she was trained to lie low, conserve energy, and act only when it mattered. Her eyes tracked every move, sharp, precise. "I don't carry rank now. No call sign," she'd later say, "but that tattoo was inked while I held a man slipping into the dark. I came back." He didn't. At the federal processing station, a tech photographed the tattoo for the military ID system. The screen flashed red, high priority alert. The ink matched a locked SEAL code, Operation 0 Tide 17C, top secret, no access. Security was on the phone with command in seconds. One person in the room grasped the weight of it. 0 Tide 17C, whispered a veteran tech, Staff Sergeant Patel. "That's the black file from 2014. No survivors," they said. He'd seen enough secure records to know this was beyond his clearance. His monitor lit up with symbols no tech should see. A "Don't ask, call higher" warning. "Ma'am," he addressed Elise, shifting to cautious respect, "please wait here while we confirm something critical." Elise nodded once, calm as stone. Patel hurried out, phone to ear. "Lieutenant, we've got a level 5 alert. I've never seen this before." Phones rang across branches, classified files reopened, deep storage records pulled. Captain Nora Tate, a sharp-eyed intel veteran with 20 years, arrived first. She studied Elise through the one-way glass, noting her still posture. "What do we have?" "Female, mid-30s, picked up for unauthorized SEAL insignia. But that tattoo ties to 0 Tide 17C, Patel said. Tate paled. "That op's above our clearance. We don't cut her loose until someone with real authority arrives. This could be a tester, the real thing." The red secure line rang sharply. Tate answered. "Admiral Weston's office." "Yes, she's secure." His ETA's, 20 minutes. The room fell silent, save for the hum of vents. Elise didn't move, but her eyes tracked everything: heads, doors, distances, muscle memory from another life. A young corporal whispered to his partner, "What was 17C?" "The kind of mission no one writes down," came the reply. I don't need reports, Elise would later reflect. I remember every breath below the surface, every dive into silence. They can erase me, but I carry it in my blood. When Admiral Daniel Weston arrived, a frontline legend, his eyes locked onto her tattoo. His face darkened with recognition. He ordered the file unsealed. The screen flickered. Call sign, Night Wraith. Last trace, 2014. Status, unidentified survivor. He faced the hearing officer. She's why I'm alive. She pulled me from a wreck when my team went under. The room froze. Charges were dropped in 5 minutes. Elise was unshackled but said nothing, just stood and walked away. Elise Harper, Weston said softly. She paused, turned. For once, her face showed more than restraint. Admiral, I never knew your name then. You were just a shape in the black. Silence held the room. Tate held her breath, not daring to interrupt. Operation Zero Tide 17C, Weston said quietly. A total failure. Bad intel. We walked into a trap. Half the unit was gone in seconds, he continued. The rest pinned down when our evac boat took fire. I was trapped underwater, lungs flooding, 20 feet down. I'd given up. Then hands found me, pulled me out. When I came to, my savior was gone. Bennett, who'd mocked her, couldn't meet her eyes. Records said no civilians were there, Weston said. But I knew better. Someone trained, silent, gone before cleanup. Elise's voice was steady. Some truths had to stay buried with that op. They erased my identity for security. You saved 3 of us that night, including me, Weston said. He pulled a slim metal box from his coat, revealing a metal knot for parades, but forged in darkness. You should have had this a decade ago. Elise studied it, but didn't take it. That wasn't the point, Admiral. I didn't do it for thanks. I know, but their families deserve to know someone was there, that their sons weren't alone. Elise extended her hand, took the medal briefly, then returned it. Give it to them. Tell them their sons had someone at the end. Her words landed like stone, quiet, final. This wasn't about fake badges. It was about someone who saved lives and faded into the dark. Weston's voice caught. You could have claimed honors, benefits. That wasn't the mission, Elise said softly. Bennett stepped forward, flushed. Ma'am, I'm sorry, Elise cut him off. No anger, no slack. You were guarding what you thought needed guarding. Lone Wolf Tales, Act 3. If you've seen someone arrested because the world forgot their name, type Iowa dead in the comments. Elise Harper's name never hit headlines, but in SEAL training maps, a new circle appeared. Dive 17C, preserve the commanding officer's life. A young lieutenant noted in his log, some don't need IDs or medals. They just need to be there when it counts. On a strategy room wall, a line was etched. Zero Tide, the forgotten one, the reason we're breathing. The story spread quietly through military channels, not rumor, but a reminder. Valor doesn't always come with citations. Elise returned to civilian life, but things shifted. The VA suddenly had her file. Medical coverage and a quiet pension appeared overnight. No questions, someone pulling strings. She hadn't asked. At the Navy base, Weston added a rule. Check every tattoo against black-level records before accusing anyone of impersonation. Elise's ordeal wouldn't repeat. In SEAL briefings, Night Wraith became a whisper not myth, but fact, a mission never logged, never forgotten. Bennett, who'd mocked her, requested a transfer, unable to unsee that every patch or ink might hold a deeper story. Elise kept the medal Weston offered, never wearing it. It stayed in a wooden box beside a photo of 3 men who hugged their families again because she surfaced when it mattered. On quiet nights, she'd trace the Zero Tide tattoo, recalling the drag of a drowning man, the saltwater burn, the choice to rise or vanish. She chose silence, but her actions echoed, rippling through time. Lone Wolf Tales, Act 4. If you believe someone went under so you could stand tall, type I will live decently in the comments. Elise was cuffed because no one remembered her. They said she didn't exist. But you can't erase someone who survived. That tattoo wasn't for show, it marked her test, her dive into darkness, her choice to rise, bringing others with her. True heroism hides in the blank spaces of sealed files, in those who save lives and fade back to normal. Every day, choices save someone. Most of those people aren't noticed. They don't care to be. They just hoped they were ready. In a world obsessed with proof, some truths can't be traced, only lived. The real ones don't chase medals. They act when it matters most, then vanish. But their ripples change everything. Lives spared, families whole, quiet stories passing voice to voice, teaching others to be ready. Elise carried scars to remind her who she brought back. If this story moved you, comment below and follow Lone Wolf Tales, where stories that matter never get left behind.